Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Malone Bailey's official podcast, Everybody Counts. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Matt Setzelkorn, and I'm the administrative assistant here at Malone Bailey and the host of our podcast, Everybody Counts. Now, the podcast features various perspectives on a variety of topics, from the latest SEC updates to discussions on recruiting, retention, and so much more. Everybody Counts explores trends and hot topics that affect us and everyone in our business. Now, today we're diving into a fascinating world of tax and audit work. We'll be exploring the key differences, the unique challenges, and the skill sets required for each of those departments. Joining us today to share her insights and experiences is Portia, a senior at Malone Bailey who has had the privilege of working for both our audit and tax departments. Welcome, Portia.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So let's start with the fundamental question. Can you just give me a brief overview of the main differences between tax and audit work?
Sure. First of all, I want to thank Matt for inviting me to this podcast, giving me the opportunity to reflect on and summarize my professional experience at Malone Bailey since I graduated in 2019.
Yeah, of course. I'm so happy to have you here, Portia.
Yeah, so I need to clarify that tax has many directions: compliance, international, and transfer pricing. What I'm discussing here pertains to compliance. Now let's talk about the main differences between tax and audit. Basically, tax service is when a company hires us to help them comply with the IRS or state board regulations, or to prepare tax provisions under US GAAP ASC 740.
Mhm.
Audit, on the other hand, is more like when a company's audit committee hires us to verify the accuracy and the reliability of the financial statements. So the financial statements are prepared by management, and we're accountable to the investors. So even though we are dealing with the same company, the clients we serve are entirely different. This difference in clients lead to different main procedures. The purpose of tax service is compliance, which is rule-based, while the purpose of audit service is to verify if accounting is reasonably accurate within a certain tolerable range. We talk about materiality, and US GAAP is principle-based.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that great overview. What are the different skills, in your opinion, that are really required for tax versus audit?
Yeah, so tax requires a skill set that includes research abilities and the ability to read and understand the IRS code and sometimes the court case rulings, as well as strong attention to detail.
Mhm.
On the other hand, audit demands more multitasking, project management, and strong communication skills.
Right. Okay. Well, in your opinion, what does your typical day look like for you when you're working on tax-related tasks?
Okay, the first thing I do is check my emails and Teams to see if there are any urgent and important tasks that need immediate attention.
Mhm.
Next, I make a list of the most important tasks for the day. These usually include tax returns, tax provisions, or tax-related consulting for clients. For tax returns, I typically work on Corporation 1120 forms. For tax provisions, I'm currently handling Q2 2024 provisions for a client. And consulting tasks vary widely. For example, recently I'll be working on nexus determination in various states and issue related to like sales tax, which requires some research. And in addition to this task, I also need to follow up on project status with clients and partners and send reminders to the partner. I make sure to send Teams reminders on important client emails to the partner so that clients don't feel their requests are being overlooked.
Okay, very busy day.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you face in your tax work specifically?
Well, learning new tax software, adapting to some tax concept requires a shift in thinking. But building my foundation in accounting and audit to learn new knowledge is very rewarding and has broadened my perspective. And then adapting to a new workflow, tax projects generally involve less content per client compared to audit. So now I manage dozens of clients. Since I haven't had a manager during most of my time in tax, I'm responsible for keeping track of all my clients' compliance progress. The scheduling can be a challenge, but because tax is where my passion lies, this challenge don't seem to be daunting.
Okay. Well, how does the workload in tax fluctuate throughout the year? I know we hear a lot about audit busy season. Are there any specific busy seasons on the tax side?
Yeah, the tax busy season is from August to mid-October and from February to April, which primarily involves reviewing or preparing audit tax provisions. During the other months, we handle extensions, estimated tax, and consulting related tax tasks.
Okay, y'all have a couple busy seasons there then.
Mhm.
So shifting over a little bit, what does your typical day look like for you when you're working on audit related tasks?
Okay, audit, just like in tax, the first thing I do is check my emails and Teams, and then I make a list of important tasks for the day. This usually include reviewing audit work papers prepared by staff and adding my comments, or addressing the manager's comments in the audit binder. We also organize the PPC list, sending the document list we need and the status of each testing section to client to ensure the project progresses every day. And lastly, and most importantly, is team communication. During the busy season, my manager and I will set up weekly meetings. For instance, my senior manager at the time, Julia, who is now a partner, she and I would review all projects together at least weekly. We discussed the details of testing the team was conducting, and she would provide guidance on unclear matters, even showing me how to interpret the guidance. I gained a lot from this. I want to especially thank all my audit managers at that time for deepening my understanding of teamwork, leadership, and also greatly influenced my current style. The audit managers, they were always very responsive to my question. Yeah, which set a great example for how I treat my staff.
Right.
Yes, and if the last 2 weeks of if it falls to the last 2 weeks of busy season, my day might also include reviewing and tying out draft 10K and 10Qs.
Okay, also very busy over there as well.
Yes, for sure.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you face in audit specific work?
Well, the main challenges in audit work come from dealing with the clients. We need to request all the necessary support within the planned timeline. And when clients are uncooperative, strong communication skills are essential. Additionally, since each client is different, we tailor our testing method to be more aligned with client's business and more effective. This also requires a good understanding of the guidance.
Okay. Now I have to ask, which is your preference, working in tax or audit? And can you explain why that's your preference?
Um, Both have aspects I enjoy. In tax compliance, the work is quite varied, and I get to act as a advisor to help companies solve different tax issues, which aligns with my interest. In audit, I gain a deeper understanding of how transactions are converted into accounting journal entries for the audit company. For example, when I hear about stock-based compensation, options, warrants, I think about how these transactions are reflected in the financial statements. Audit also involves a lot of teamwork, which with the entire team working towards one goal is very rewarding.
Right. Yeah, both have pros and cons.
Yes.
So, how do you manage the transition between tax and audit work? And is it really difficult to switch mindsets? I mean, I'm sure you have to get into two different gears when you're handling both aspects.
Yes, good question. My interest and curiosity have helped me a lot. I embrace new concepts in text rather than seeing them as challenges. It's all about how you say it. Because I say it positively, I feel excited when I encounter something I don't understand. Another important factor that made my transition smooth is that accounting knowledge from my audit work serves as a foundation for tax work. So having a good understanding of accounting made the Mansai switch feel really natural.
Okay, so how do the team dynamics differ between tax and audit departments? I know you said that audit is a lot more team oriented, but I know you work in teams on both sides. So what's kind of the difference there?
Very different. The tech department is a small group. Here we have more autonomy, including self-scheduling, managing project progress, and upward management. We also have opportunities to conduct tax code research. While this provides some space, it also presents some challenges. The audit department already has a well-established team structure, scheduling, and the communication norms. It's very competitive, I have to say, but it helps quickly improve the technical skills. And also the promotion career path is very clear.
Right. So how does your interaction with clients differ when you're working on tax versus audit engagements?
So in tax engagement, I often serve as an advisor, offering guidance and solutions to complex tax issues. The interaction is more consultative, focusing on optimizing the tax strategy, planning, and compliance. Otherwise, on the other hand, in audit engagement, my role is more about verifying the accuracy and integrity of financial statements. The interaction is more formal and procedural. This audit is more emphasizing on the review and testing of financial data to ensure compliance with standards and regulations.
Now, you kind of touched on this in the last question, but kind of expand a bit on yourself acting more as an advisor in the tax department. Kind of give a more in-depth detail on what you mean by that.
So in my experience, I found myself acting more as a advisor to clients in the tax role. Audit requires more independence between the audit team and the client. Specifically in tax, I take on more advisory role, helping clients navigate tax regulations and plan for future implications about tax. So this also involves providing proactive advice and solutions. In audit, the rule is more about testing and the reporting and the accuracy of financial statement. The focus is on objective evaluations rather than providing advice.
So, what kind of ongoing training or professional development is required for tax and audit professionals?
Um, the continuing professional education, short for CPE. So CPA requires a certain number of CPE hours annually. This course may cover some new regulations, emerging trends, and advanced techniques in tax and audit.
Now, are there any specific certifications that are more beneficial for tax or more beneficial for audit?
Generally speaking, there is no difference. Having a CPA is sufficient.
Okay. Well, what trends do you see emerging in the tax and audit fields that professionals should be more aware of?
I think the increased use of AI, so artificial intelligence, is being increasingly integrated into tax and audit research process. This helps quickly find code or guidance index numbers. At our company, every employee has also signed the artificial intelligence usage policy. And then regulatory changes. The tax and the audit regulations are continually evolving. We need to stay updated on changes in tax laws, international regulations, and compliance requirements to ensure our work remains accurate and relevant. And also collaboration towards in remote working scenarios. The shift to remote work has accelerated the use of digital collaboration tools and platform. This trend is likely to continue, making it important for our professionals to be adept at using these tools to communicate effectively.
Okay. Well, you brought up AI, so I just kind of wanted to touch on the technology aspect of it. So, how is technology really impacting tax and audit work? And are there any specific tools or software that you rely on today?
Yeah, technology is significantly impacting both tax and audit work. In tax, we rely heavily on specialized software for tax return preparation, compliance tracking, and research. For example, we use software like CCH Access for preparing returns and tools like Waffler, Kluwer for tax research. In audit, technology has streamlined many processes through the use of our audit software like CCH engagement, which help with the TB data flowing to various testing sections. These tools not only improve efficiency, but also enhance the accuracy and the reliability of our work. Overall, technology is making our tasks more manageable and allowing us to focus more on strategic and analytical aspect of our roles.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone starting their career in accounting who is maybe unsure whether to specialize in tax or go into the audit side?
Um, Definitely understand your interest. If you enjoy detailed research, problem solving, and the advising client on a variety of issues, tax might be a better fit. If you prefer understanding how transactions are reflected in financial statement, working in teams, or following structured process, audit would could be more suitable for you. And also gain exposure to both. Try to gain experience in both areas early in your career. Like internships or rotational programs can provide valuable insights into which fields entails.
Okay, so how would you say has working in both tax and audit really contributed to you and your professional growth and your career advancement?
Um, yeah, so people see that working as an auditor is very beneficial for career development because it opens up many future career paths. For me, the most important aspect of my year as an auditor um, are like the familiarity with TB journal entries, understanding how to interpret seemingly mundane numbers on a financial statement into business transactions, and having a solid foundation in accounting has been extremely helpful when working on tax provisions and teamwork and leadership. As an auditor, I learned what a good teamwork look like. in when it goes to keeping a project rolling and managing time effectively. And also learn what a like good leadership are. So like supporting team members and providing them with the resources they need to grow. I'm especially grateful to Julie and Dor for this. And the passion for tax. Tax is my chosen field and my passion, whether the industry is oil and gas, manufacturing, healthcare, or anything else. Acting as an advisor to help companies solve real world problem is very rewarding for career development. Whether I aim to become a tax partner or pursue another career, as long as I'm confident in my expertise, I believe any career is an opportunity, and this confidence is rooted in my knowledge of both tax and audit.
Oh, wow. Well, that's incredible to hear, Portia. It's clear that your diverse experience has really provided you with some valuable insights and skills. All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you now. Thank you so much, Portia, for talking with me today and about what it's really like to work in both audit and tax at a firm like ours. So your insight has really shed a new light on the topic, I feel, and can really help so many people who are trying to decide which field they prefer to work in, really kind of lean one way or the other, or even convince them to try both out. So now I'm just going to switch gears a little bit and play a little game that we like to play here on the podcast.
Okay.
It's called This or That. So I'm going to ask you a question and you'll just choose whichever one you prefer. Now, first question is cat or dog?
I have a cat. I'm gonna have to go with cat.
Okay. I think most of the office prefers cats, so you're not alone.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Next question is coffee or milk tea?
Milk tea.
Okay. Now, whenever you're working, instrumental music or music with lyrics?
Instrumental music for sure.
Okay. You like to stay focused then.
Yes.
All right. Well, that concludes today's podcast. Thank you again so much, Portia, for all the wonderful information today. I'm really appreciative of you taking time out of your super, super busy schedule to chat with me. I had a great time talking with you. Now, to everyone listening, we really appreciate you listening in, and we invite you to check out our website, www.malonebailey.com, for more information about public company audit services, as well as some other useful resources. Thanks again for listening.